Hey, y'all, what's going on out there? My name is Tyrone Irvin, and this is Soapbox Heroes. Today, I have something I want to chat with you about. Hope you got a second to listen. I want to talk about why I personally think Colin Kaepernick never got another chance to play in the NFL after he was blackballed, whiteballed, whatever you want to call it besides him balling is what you could call it. But I want to give a different perspective, something that I think is being left out of the conversation, you guys. Hey, I want to talk about it. Let me start off right here by saying that by no means do I think that Colin Kaepernick has not gotten another chance to at least try out for an NFL team because he isn't good enough. In my opinion, he is better than a lot of quarterbacks who are currently playing in the NFL. Yes, my friends, a lot better than a lot of quarterbacks who are currently playing. So again, let me reiterate that I am definitely, by all means, not saying that I don't think Colin Kaepernick is good enough to play in the National Football League. That would be a lie coming from thine lips. All right? Check him out. Look at him. Boy could run the ball, and he could cock back and throw the ball. I know a lot of people are talking about his last year with San Francisco, but they suck as a team. Football is a team sport, and so it wasn't just that he didn't have a good year. They didn't have a good line. Their defense wasn't the best. So I'm not going to say that I don't think he's in the NFL because the boy can't play. I'm not going to go there. But I'm going to go here. In my estimation, I am going to say that Colin Kaepernick is not in the NFL anymore because of, drumroll please, advertisers and NFL sponsors. Why would I say that? Well, I'll be glad to show ya. All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and we're going to start right here. This is where I think the owners started to panic.
Guys from the United States Army, Marine Corps, and United States Navy.
You see right here is all good. Ain't no problems. Everybody just having a good time, all right? Now, mind you, Colin Kaepernick and Ed Reed are standing in the front, and watch the reaction when they take a knee. Okay, now in athletics and sports, boos happen. Fans are cruel, so boos happen. But I think when the owners started to see that the boos weren't going to subside, they had to start thinking. And we're going to go through some more. Let's look at some more.
This morning, and here's a story about Colin Kaepernick refusing to stand for our national anthem.
Then we get geniuses like this.
He says he's oppressed, making $126 million. Well, Colin, here's my salute to you.
$126 million.
Here's my salute to you, sitting on the bench the rest of the year, sitting while you pee the rest of your life. My salute to you.
Now, mind you, he started playing the Star Spangled Banner, and yes, they did start making it about the flag. The media started making it about the flag. Fans started making it about the flag. Well, fans of a certain persuasion, I'm always going to be honest, I didn't see too many African Americans actually upset at all with Colin Kaepernick. So, you know, this is going to be something I'm going to be honest about. This was mainly white America who was angry. And the owners are like, oh, goodness. Mind you, okay, this is at a game, and this is a New York Jets game, and they are booing the players on the opposite side of the field who are taking a knee. I also want you to look at, if you can, let me make it a little bit bigger. Look at the crowd. What does the crowd look like? I always tell people you have to remember the National Football League is a nonprofit organization that is 100% for profit, all right? And who helps them make the majority of their profit? Again, you guys, let's be objective with this as we go through it. Let's take out a little bit of the emotion and let's be objective. Like I said, I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I'm not saying anybody's right. Well, I am saying people are wrong. I think the people who booed Colin Kaepernick at the beginning for not wanting to stand for the national anthem, between them and the advertisers, they are the reason Colin Kaepernick is not in the NFL. Let me get back to it, but boo to you.
Bunch of bums.
Bunch of bums.
You're fired. Bunch of jackasses out there. Overpaid assholes.
All right, you hear that right there? He calling them jackasses, overpaid assholes. And these are the sentiments and things that are being passed down even through the president of the United States. Now remember, you're an owner of a team. This is your investment. And hey, you make hundreds of millions of dollars off of these fans. Now remember, I said again, let's pay attention to the composition of the fans. You don't see very many black people at football games sitting in the stands. But that is not the main reason. Well, it is a driving reason for why Colin Kaepernick has not gotten another tryout in the NFL. Again, I'm giving you guys my opinion. Just hold on. We ain't done yet. Because fans acting like this push advertisers to act like this. And brands acted a little something like this. It says right here, and this is Business Insider, November 3rd, 2017. Brands are threatening to pull ads from NFL coverage if NBC keeps covering players' national anthem protest. All right? And that's what I'm trying to get people to realize is this. Advertisers and sponsors make a huge difference in what happens in the NFL. And side note, I also think that the advertisers and sponsors will be the reason that Jay-Z will be ineffective in changing anything when it comes down to the halftime show. Because it's all about the advertisers. Why is the halftime show so important? Because the advertising revenue. But let me get into this, you guys. Let me start one more time. It says, brands are threatening to pull ads from NFL coverage if NBC keeps covering players' national anthem protests. Down here, we have some Jacksonville Jaguar players taking a knee during the anthem, and they were playing against the Miami Dolphins. This is the same game right here that they're taking a knee on, that in the clip I showed just a couple minutes ago where the guy was booing and saying, "You overpaid jackals." You overpaid. This was that same game. So let me go down right here. Says NBC Universal says that marketers want the league to stop covering the players' national anthem protests or they will pull their ads. An executive at a media company thinks that the controversy around the protests hurts ratings. And if ratings are down, that's less people to watch their ads. And if nobody's watching the ads, there's no reason to give these big TV deals. And without these big TV deals, the sponsors have no reason to sponsor the team because nobody's going to see it because it's not on TV. You dig? Let me get into this real quick. It says, marketers have put NBC Universal on notice. Stop covering the NFL players' national anthem protest or we will pull out our ads. All right, you guys. And remember, last year the NFL came up with a proposal saying that if you wanted to protest, you could do so if you wanted to take a knee, but please do it in the locker room where people can't see. Do you guys remember that? Now, does it make any sense to you now? They're doing it because advertisers were threatening to pull their advertisement. Hey, you guys see right here where I'm sitting? You see what's behind me? What's that, y'all? Them is advertisements. You just can't get away. Let me make the screen a little bigger. Watch, I just can't get away. All right? Advertisers. Let me go on. That's according to Linda Yasarino, the chairman of advertising sales at NBC Universal, who spoke during a keynote interview at an event held Friday in New York at the ad agency r/GA. Yacarino says no advertisers has pulled out of the NFL because of the protest, but that advertisers were telling the network that things could change. Well, that could change. So basically, she was like, hey, we ain't pulled out yet, player. But that could change. But that could change at any time. We could pull out. You see what I'm saying? And so here, let me go on a little bit more. Right here. Let me be working on my screen. So that's the threat. They say we haven't done it, but we could do it at any time. Since last year, when Colin Kaepernick, the San Francisco 49ers quarterback at the time, started kneeling during the anthem to protest racial injustice and police brutality. Several NFL players has joined the protest. President Donald Trump has been highly critical of the players' actions. Yes, Donald Trump, of course, used it as a political football, y'all. That's what he does. The troll in general. Let me get back to what it says. There has been a lot of debates over whether the protests are the cause of a recent dip in NFL ratings. But earlier this week, the CBS chief, Les Moonves, expressed confidence in the NFL as an advertising vehicle. All right, you guys? As an advertising vehicle. In other words, the NFL is a great vehicle to deliver advertisers. Okay? And Les Moonves, he's the chief. He's the CEO at CBS. And he is saying that the NFL is good for advertising. Of course, Les Moonves wants the NFL to be good for advertising because CBS gets paid from advertisers who advertise during the NFL games. You guys, you got to understand this. Advertising is very important. We are talking about the paper. All right, let me get back to it. On Friday, I am butchering this name. Take that. Yacarino said that while it was hard to say for certain, she thought the protests had affected the ratings. So she said they don't know for sure, and this was in 2017. She said, we don't know for sure, but they believe that the protests are affecting the ratings. And again, this is going to why I think that Colin Kaepernick has never gotten another fair chance to even try out for a team. It's about the money. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Tyrone, we know that. And so is it just about the owners being racist? I'm going to go on a limb and say, no. It's not just about them being racist. Am I saying that none of the owners are racist? I don't know them personally, so I can't go out and say that. Can I say that they have exhibited some bigoted or what some would call maybe racist behavior? I would say yes. But the same racist or bigoted people also make money off of the people that they are, I guess, bigoted in their actions or racist in some of their actions towards. Those players still bring them money. So you will get somebody who gets charged with domestic violence and they get another chance in the NFL. Don't forget, Ray Rice got to play in the NFL after the Ravens saw the video. It wasn't until the public were outraged that the Ravens decided to go ahead and cut Ray Rice for good, permanently. It wasn't until the public got outraged before the NFL stepped in and banned Ray Rice permanently. Remember, Ray Rice, the elevator, he was on there with the girl, with his lady, pow, 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 and threw her back in the elevator. That guy. That guy with the pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to say is, yes, they very well may be racist, but I think that the NFL owners will do anything for money. And so again, now, I'm not going to say that Colin Kaepernick isn't in the NFL because all the owners are racist and colluded against him because his race, or they don't want to see anything about social justice. I think they colluded against him because he was messing up the church's money. You can't mess up the church's money. All right? You can't mess up the church's money. All right, let me get back to it. It says, going forward, marketers want more of the focus on the games and less on the protests. Okay? More on the game and less on the protests. And that's exactly what the people who were against the protests were saying. We don't want to see that. We're just here to watch football. We're just here to watch football. And again, you guys, I'm not saying that that's right. I'm saying that's just a fact. And if you could see it right here in this article, and we're in Business Insider, okay? In this article, they are saying that marketers are saying the exact thing as those disgruntled fans. They want to focus more on the football game, all right? Which we didn't have no problem with because we wasn't mad at him kneeling anyway, all right? The story has morphed dramatically, she said. Let me go down a little bit more. All right. And so that's all with that one. So, yeah, she said the story has morphed dramatically. You dig? And so, like I'm saying, you guys, there's a whole bunch of different things going on with this scenario. So right there, we just saw an article in Business Insider saying how marketers were threatening to pull out of advertising with the NFL because they thought that the ratings were taking a dip because of the protests. All right? So, all right now, y'all, let me take you over here. Come with me on a little journey. Remember, Tupac was like, come with me. Hey, I need you guys to do me a favor. Come with me. I'm going to take you over here one more time. As you see this Google ad behind me, I'm going to keep showing you how this works with ads, y'all. Ad revenue is huge. In the words of your president, or you know what, I'll say the president. He is technically the president of the United States. Make this a little bit bigger for your eyeballs can see. Really, it's a little bigger for my eyeballs can see. Me, quit lying, Tyrone. Quit lying, all right? What does it say right here? As I'm still covering up this Google ad with my head, I better stop doing that. They might take me off the internet for covering up ads. Ads are serious. But let me get to this. It's an article on CNBC.com. And let me tell you that this is not a new article. This article is from 2014. Sometimes I think it's very important to go back just a little bit in the past so you can remember when things are coming from, all right? You got to know your past if you want to be good in your future. That's what people used to tell me. So let me read this. It says, how the NFL makes the most money of any pro sport. Any pro sport, all right? So that's baseball, basketball. Wow, that they say any pro sport? Wow, I didn't know the NFL made more money than baseball, because baseball players get paid way more than NFL players. Basketball players too. Wait a minute, is there some type of inequality going on here? Wait, I digress. You know we're not going to talk about that. Real inequality, because they're just spoiled athletes. They don't deserve to get compensated for having their brains bashed in for your entertainment. Baseball players make way more. All right? But that's why I don't like the owners. But that's a whole different situation. Let me get to this. It says the NFL scores big bucks every Sunday. According to IEG, the National Football League and its 32 teams racked in a record-setting $1.7 billion in sponsorship revenue for 2013 season, an increase of 5.7% over the 2012 season. Remember, that's important. They said sponsorship, okay? Sponsorship revenue. So sponsorship is also companies and corporations who want to sponsor the NFL by giving them huge, large sums of money to advertise their product. For example, when you go to a stadium, let's say you go to AT&T Stadium, they're sponsoring the NFL to put that big old AT&T logo on their stadium everywhere you go. Another form of advertising, okay? Okay, let me get back to it. A good portion of the revenue increase can be attributed to the new partnership between Microsoft and the NFL. The two agreed on a $400 million deal that secures that includes exclusive rights for the Surface tablet and other Microsoft technologies on the sideline of all 32 teams. So basically, Microsoft is like, hey, we'll give you guys $400 million if you put our new tablets on the sideline. Now, do you think they're doing that? Microsoft is doing that really because they just like the teams that much that they want to give them $400 million and a whole bunch of free tablets to boot? Do you know how many schools you could start with $400 million and some free tablets? A bunch. You could do a bunch of stuff with that money, but they are advertising with the shield, you guys. You guys have to understand the importance of advertising when it comes to the NFL. When it comes to the shield, you know the deals. You know, here, let me go down a little bit more. Let me go down. See, look. See, when I'm talking about advertising, they even hit me with some more. They're going to hit you with that advertising, you guys. All right. Let me go down a little bit more. Another major moneymaker for the NFL deal is its 4-year, $4 billion partnership. $4 billion with a B. That made me slow down. $1 billion per season with DirecTV, a service that allows viewers to watch every football broadcast on several channels. It attracts roughly 10% of DirecTV's 20 million subscribers to its satellite TV services, and is scheduled to end this year. And they did strike another deal. The NFL struck another huge deal. All right. With the acquisition of DirecTV by AT&T, The Sunday ticket is likely to be renewed by DirecTV. AT&T has reserved the right to call off the deal in the event DirecTV loses the NFL. And the only reason DirecTV would lose the NFL would be a dip in ad revenue, you guys. Let me get back to it. However, negotiations between the two have been ongoing. And at one point, DirecTV CFO Patrick Doyle said the NFL's asking price was too high. DirecTV would not be paying significantly more than the current $1 billion per season. Okay, when him saying the NFL's asking price is too high, that's why the NFL needs good ratings so they can go sell these packages to companies like DirecTV for more. The NFL needs good ratings. They need good ratings to continue to make money. DirecTV is paying the NFL because DirecTV can show commercials and advertisers through their channels and affiliates. That's why DirecTV partners with the NFL. The NFL is ran off advertisers and, like we said earlier, like we read earlier in this article, sponsorships. You dig? You dig? You dig? You do? You dig? Let me go down a little more. Either way, that's just a fraction of the money that's available to Mint on any and all given Sundays. In 2010, the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell went on the record to say that he expected the NFL to achieve $25 billion in annual revenue by 2027. All right? Scroll down some more. We got some important things. And again, this is an old article. All right? And I decided that I wanted to show you guys this old article so you can see that this isn't anything new. You know, Tyrone, that's brand new. You're just making that up. You're just making that up. No, y'all, I'm not in the business of making stuff up. All right? I got some more to show you guys. And look, we're going to talk about sponsorships, all right? We're going to talk about sponsorships. People who are sponsoring the NFL. And this is, again, why I think Colin Kaepernick has not gotten another opportunity, because Colin Kaepernick disturbed a lot of Caucasian people. To be honest, Caucasian people, they spend the most when it comes to these professional leagues, especially football. You could go look at the revenue and see who spends the most revenue by ethnicity, and it is the Caucasian persuasion. Although most of the players are black, most of the money spent, unfortunately, well, or fortunately, however you want to take it, is not by black people. And Colin Kaepernick scaring white people is scaring the advertisers and the sponsors. Let me bring this up for you guys real big. Hey, it's me. I'm over here in the corner. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Every time I do that, my screen changed colors. But look, let me scroll up over here. Do you know who is sponsoring the NFL? And this is old, you guys. This is old. I had to do a little bit of digging, you know, and I found an old list. And no, as a matter of fact, this is the newer list I found, January 7th, 2019. All right. And let me read this real quick. It says, do you know who is sponsoring the NFL? Since 2007, Turnkey Intelligence has been benchmarking detailed sponsor performance and breakthrough metrics for Sports Business Journal across Major League Baseball, the NBA, NFL, NHL, MLS, NASCAR, PGA Tour, and NCAA. Presented here are the brands per category that were most likely to be selected in our recent study. All right. And again, the article is called, Do You Know Who is Sponsoring the NFL? Considered to be official sponsor. All right. Change from 3-year average. I'm just reading you guys what it says, just in case you can't see. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. All right. Now let me see. Right here we have beer. Bud Light, Budweiser, Coors Light, Miller Lite. All right. Bud Light at that time was 17 points up. Budweiser, 31% at 17 points up. Coors Light was down 6%, 4 points. And Miller Lite was down as well. But again, we're going over the sponsors. You have sports energy drinks. You have Gatorade, Powerade, and Red Bull. All right. Now, these are considered to be official sponsors. We have soda. We have Pepsi and Coca-Cola, the two biggest soda companies in the world, both of them sponsoring the NFL. And with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and people of a different persuasion getting angry and threatening to no longer participate in NFL activities, threatening to no longer watch the NFL, will make said sponsors say, wait a minute, if nobody's watching, why are we sponsoring? We can't advertise our products if you guys have a dwindling fan base. And so again, this is why I think Colin Kaepernick never got a chance to come back. It's about the money, y'all. Let's go up. Wireless. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. These are all considered to be official sponsors. Pizza, you got Papa John's, Pizza Hut, and Domino's. Who else even sells pizza? Hotels, Marriott, Hilton, Holiday Inn. Cars, we got Ford, Chevrolet, Honda. Casinos, we got MGM, Caesars, Hard Rock. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, you guys, this is serious. This is big money. Advertising dollars, sponsorship dollars. And mind you, in this business, sponsorship don't mean they're just giving you the money because they like you. Sponsorship doesn't mean, let me look at one of these companies. Sponsorship doesn't mean that Pepsi is like, you know what, NFL, I like your product so much, we're going to give you $4 million a year. No, they pay them for naming rights so they could put their name on stadiums, so they could put their patches on uniforms. That is advertising because it is name and visual recognition of a product, which makes you want to watch it. Just like when you watch a McDonald's commercial and you get the sudden urge for a Big Mac. That's what they're doing, you guys. That is all this is. And so, you guys, I mean, everybody thinks there's so many different reasons, and there could be other ancillary reasons. I am not taking away from that, but I think the biggest overarching reason that Colin Kaepernick has not got another chance to play in the NFL or try out is because of the sponsors and the advertisers. So if you want to boycott, if you really want this man to have a job, you have to convince the sponsors and advertisers that they won't lose money. We live in a capitalistic society that's all about the money. You see how serious I look after I hit that note? All about the money. Let me show you how serious I look. It's all about that cash, y'all. Real talk. Look, like I said earlier from the very beginning, in no way, shape, or form am I saying I do not believe that Colin Kaepernick has the ability to play in the NFL. But what we have to understand about these things is it doesn't come to ability, it comes to money. NFL owners are not owning teams just to own teams. NFL owners are not owning teams because they care about social justice. I don't even think they give a damn about their players. Holla if you hear me. So I'm just trying to say, you guys, I'm trying to take a little bit of the emotion out of it just so we could get somewhere, you guys. Let me show you something else. Let me take you on a little journey through my computer and mine at the same time. Over here in the corner, woohoo, buy the ads, up under the Tecate beer. I'm over here. Somebody told me, Tyrone, ads don't mean anything. They need us to watch the ads. Yes. And like Les Moonves, the CEO of CBS, said, the NFL is a great vehicle for those ads, meaning if the NFL can retain their viewership, it is a great place to place your ads. And if the NFL is getting people to place their ads there, the NFL is making money. If the NFL gets people to sponsor them, the NFL is making money. Here, the Texans play at Reliant Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, NRG. Do you think that Reliant is just giving them that money? No. You can't go nowhere without seeing Reliant advertising, you guys. Let me get back over here. I got another very interesting article for you. And like I said, sometimes you got to dig in the past. You got to do like Aaliyah say and go back, forth, and forth. That's what I'm doing right here, y'all. I'm just going back, and forth, so we could get a full scope of what's going on while I am sitting over here under the advertising. All right, let's see. Oh, sookin' now. What that say right there? Let me scoot that over. Let me come back down. Kaepernick effect. Falling ratings force NFL networks to give back free ads. Uh-oh. Free ads? What might you mean? Dun, 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 dun. And this article was written 10/6/2016. All right. There go Cap right there taking a knee with Ed Reed. And Ed Reed got to go back in the NFL because I believe he didn't spearhead this. Ed Reed isn't losing the NFL or his team any money. Even though he might want to be losing them some money, Ed, let me tell you this, brother. You ain't kicked up enough dust to make the persuasion people mad or make Caucasian people mad. So, hey, man, they're not worried about you taking a knee. And if they do start losing money, Ed, believe me, you will be gone too. All right, let me get back over here. The Colin Kaepernick-led protests may be hurting the NFL broadcast networks where it hurts them the most, in the pocketbook. And look, you guys, that should be a lesson on how to protest. Hurt them in the pocketbooks because, see, we got angry, but I don't know how much we hurt them in the pocketbooks. And even if we did hurt them in the pocketbooks, it wasn't as devastating in their mind as white people being mad, just to be quite frank. White people, they're like, hey, no, they can't be mad. There goes all our money. All right, let me see. The Colin Kaepernick-led player protest may be hurting the NFL broadcast networks where it hurts them the most, in their pocketbook. With the NFL ratings plunging by double digits over the first quarter of the 2016 season, some NFL TV networks are being forced to provide so-called make goods to advertisers. The media source tells Sporting News. So make goods mean they had to give them free advertising. So if a television network has to give a company free advertising, then the television network doesn't have any reason to keep re-upping these huge TV deals with the NFL. Okay? So if the NFL cannot retain their viewership, then television advertisers do not need to keep advertising with the NFL. Hence means they do not need to keep signing the NFL to these major television deals. The only reason they're signing the NFL to these major television deals is because the NFL sells the ads. All right? Let me scroll down. When advertisers and agencies buy commercial times on NFL partner TV networks, they're promised certain numbers in terms of ratings and audience. Let me run that back. Ooh-wee. It says when advertisers and agencies buy commercial time on NFL partner TV networks, they're promised certain numbers in terms of rating and audience. If the game fails to reach those numbers, the networks have to make good for the audience shortfall by providing the equivalent of free commercial time. So if the NFL does not meet their quota, it almost sounds like private prisons, right? You know how private prisons have to meet a quota? They'll be like, okay, we're going to keep this at 98% occupancy. Well, that's what the city will tell the private prison who's paying them to move into the city. And so the city's going to get some money. And then for the private prisons to re-get their, to regain their investment plus eons more, the city has to make a promise to keep the jail at a certain capacity. It's the same thing with the NFL. The NFL is promising advertisers that they will keep a certain attendance. They will keep a certain audience. They are promising advertisers that people are going to tune in and watch the games, which means they are going to watch their commercials. If the NFL does not come through with said promise, then the NFL has to, then the advertisers, not the NFL, the advertisers have to give free commercial time. And as we all know, commercial time costs a fortune, not a small fortune, a large fortune, a full fortune, especially during the Super Bowl. And again, you guys, these are the reasons why I don't think Colin Kaepernick got another chance in the NFL, is because the advertising dollars. Also, this is why I think JC will render non-effective, is because the advertising dollar. Jay-Z cannot get out there talking about black boys, black men, minorities getting shot in the back by the police unjustly without the advertisers and the sponsors throwing a tizzy, going into a tizzy. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, because look, you're going to get the police unions. You're going to get mayors, governors, the president. You are going to get the larger of the population group in this country angry, and that's who's spending the money. That's who they advertising to, okay? And so we have to remember these things. That's why, again, I don't think Jay-Z will be effective, is because soon as he does something provocative, and we wouldn't call it provocative if as African Americans, anybody watching this, black, white, green, Asian, brown, orange, yellow, you're from Bangladesh, Compton, I don't care where you're from. African Americans don't find it to be controversial. We don't find it to be something that's like a fringe issue or something taboo to talk about when we're talking about the mistreatment of African Americans. That is not a black thing to be mad at that. That's other people who are angry. And so we have to remember that the NFL, They're not worried about losing black dollars. Just because they have black players don't mean that translate into black dollars being their main source of income, you guys. All right? So let me get back to it. The last thing TV networks want to do is give back valuable commercial time, especially when ad rates for a 30-second TV commercial during an NFL game cost anywhere from $500,000 to $600,000 for prime-time games on Madison Avenue. All right? So between $500,000 and $600,000 for 30 seconds. And that isn't the price of Super Bowl ads, you guys. That's not the price for Super Bowl ads. And so think about it. You think these owners are about to sit here and lose that kind of money because they want to take a social stance? No, the owners don't give a damn about your social stance. And when I say your, I'm not saying that it's mine. I'm just speaking in terms that the owners speak in. They do not care about these things. Owners don't care about injustice. They don't feel that injustice. Owners feel money. Owners get money. And at $500,000 per 30 seconds, a lot of you guys wouldn't hire Colin Kaepernick again either. Get mad if you want. I still love you. And again, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is what's happening. Let me get back to it. But if NFL TV ratings continue to fall, it could cost the league partners networks, CBS, NBC, Fox, ESPN, and the NFL Network millions worth of make-good ads, which means that those networks would have to give up millions in free ads. And if they had to give up millions in free ads, then what use is the NFL? Again, the NFL is a vessel for advertisement. All right? The NFL programming is the most expensive programming on TV, with CBS, NBC, Fox, and ESPN paying a combined $5 billion per year for the rights to air games through 2021. $5 billion a year. And the only reason that CBS, NBC, Fox, and ESPN want to air football games is for the viewership. And they need the viewership so they can sell ads. And so when they see this brother right here taking a knee, and they see other people panicking, and they see advertisers threatening to pull out, the owners are going to say, hey, man, y'all losing my money. You can't mess with me money, SpongeBob. You can't blame it all on Kaepernick. Numerous factors are driving NFL TV ratings down this season, say sports media experts. The U.S. presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is luring viewers to news networks like Fox and CNN away from sports TV. And again, whole nother subject, but I'm trying to tell you guys, these presidential elections are big for Fox and CNN and MSNBC. These guys are all in it for the ratings too. And they're in it for the ratings because of what? They have to sell commercials. They have to sell advertisement. But that's a whole nother thing. If you guys ever watch me, you guys know I spend a lot of time talking about the influence of the media and how they have no problem playing us like a fiddle. Is that how a fiddle sounds? But anyway. Get back to it. Where was I? This Sunday's presidential debate between Donald Trump and Clinton will again cut into ratings for Sunday's football game between the Giants and Packers. Again, you guys remember, this is an old article. I am reading an old article on purpose because I felt we had to go back to where this was first happening so we could come back to the present. And again, these are the reasons why I think Colin Kaepernick has not had another chance to play in the NFL. I think that the owners are colluding. They are colluding not to lose no money. They like, nah, can't do that. If we give him another chance, he's going to take a knee. Fans are going to get to booing. And we're going to get to losing money again. We're going to get to losing money again, you know? And so that's what I really think that the NFL is going through. Let me get back to it. The NFL has also been missing 3-star quarterback who's attracted the national audience in the past. The retired Peyton Manning, the suspended Tom Brady, who returns on Sunday, and the injured Tony Romo. So again, wow, they're saying that with them 3 quarterbacks missing, they thinking that was one of the reasons they were taking a dip as well. And like I said, I want to read this whole article just so I can give you full transparency of what it says. I don't want to just give you a little bit, just a little bit. Viewers also have their pick of a glut of pro and college football to view. The quality of play is down this year, with many primetime games turning into snooze fest because of poor play, lopsided scores, and questionable officiating. And that's why they're starting to throw the ball so much, you guys, and change the defensive rules, because they need scoring up. They need scoring up so it could be more exciting. They need to be more exciting so your viewership could be up. They need the viewership to be up so they can sell ads. It's all about the ads. Even the rules that the National Football League implements when it comes to like more touchdowns and things of that nature, it is all surrounding ad revenue. All right? It is also possible that the damage is done to Brady's image from Deflategate, plus Ray Rice knocking out his fiance and other scandals may be finally catching up to the NFL. And with those other things, the NFL forgave both of them. Tom Brady is still in the league. Ray Rice did not get cut until it became public. Okay? The Ravens knew about Ray Rice going Mike Tyson on his girlfriend at the time. They knew that he went full-fledged Mike Tyson on that woman, and they suspended him, and they were going to reinstate him because he wasn't losing the NFL money. Ray Rice got in trouble when advertisers found out, and advertisers started getting threats. Then advertisers started threatening the NFL. All right, but let me get back to it. But you can't discount the impact from Colin Kaepernick and protesting players either. Enraged by these protests, a small but vocal online group is urging millions of football fans to boycott NFL. A Rasmussen poll found 32% of all of adults are less likely to watch football games due to the Kaepernick-led player protest. So Rasmussen did a poll, and they're saying that 32% of adults are less likely to watch football. Now, they didn't break that down by ethnicity, but again, I think they don't break it down by ethnicity because to the NFL, I'll be honest with you, I don't really think that the black fan matters whatsoever. And I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm breaking it down. We are going through it. And again, go to a football game, look out into the crowd. It is going to be exact opposite as the field. The field may have 70% black players, but the fans are going to be 70% white, if not more. Doggone sure never going to be 70% black. Let me not say never, but as of now, no, not even close. Especially when we talk about season ticket holders, when we talk about people who are buying these tickets. The average NFL ticket right now costs $110. So socioeconomically, just based on the social economics of black people as a race in general, we don't got the money to keep floating the NFL. So the NFL is looking at all these things like, hey, y'all, hold on. Hold on, all right? Let me get back to it. Some of these fans are angry at Kaepernick for politicizing sports, viewing it as the last refuge from political correctness and the culture wars. Others see the protest as an insult to police officers, members of the U.S. military, and the families whose loved ones have died in the line of duty. And what I would say to those people, I would say, look, if you guys felt that Colin Kaepernick taking a knee was politicizing sports, the national anthem is politicizing sports. Duh. Big old flags all over the field and flyovers and America, America. That is politicizing sports. Let me get back to it. There's something else to work here. After decades of watching the NFL market itself as a paragon of patriotism, some fans feel betrayed by the league's passive acceptance of players refusing to salute the flag. While uniformed members of the police and armed forces stand at attention a few feet away. But again, that was the whole problem. The protest was about those same uniformed members of police enforcement abusing minorities, abusing black people. Injustice. All right? And so again, you guys, those are the reasons why I feel that Colin Kaepernick is no longer in the NFL. Again, I don't think it's because he don't have the skill. That's not true. I don't think it's because Colin Kaepernick, per se, did something new, because he wasn't. It is known that Marshawn Lynch sat on the bench during the national anthem and continued even after Colin Kaepernick's protest, and he still stayed in the NFL, and he had even got picked up by the Raiders a few years later. The difference is Marshawn Lynch was not losing the NFL any feria. Marshawn Lynch was not losing the NFL any dough. So again, you guys, look, let me say this one more time for the record. It's not that I don't think that Colin Kaepernick had the skills to pay the bills. It's not that I'm saying that he is not better than a lot of the quarterbacks, second-string quarterbacks, some first-string quarterbacks in the NFL. I haven't seen him in 3 years, but the last time he played, I do believe that he was just as good, if not better, than a lot of these quarterbacks. I'm saying that Colin Kaepernick is not getting another chance because he's messing with the church's money. Anytime you mess with the church's money, there is going to be consequences and repercussions. So is the NFL colluding against him? Yes. Is it because of race? That is a component. But the racial component is that white people got so mad that they affected advertisers and sponsors. And once the advertisers and the sponsors felt those tectonic plates shift under their feet, that's when they panicked. They panicked, which caused the owners to panic. Because again, if the owners are not getting money from advertisers and sponsors, then the NFL does not make any money. That would mean your favorite player that might make $10 million a year might make $20,000 a year. They would go from being the NFL to the former XFL, and the checks might look more like the Canadian League. So these are the reasons I think that Colin Kaepernick is no longer playing in the NFL. If we want that to change, then in my opinion, you have to do something to make the sponsors and the advertisers feel confident that they won't lose money. See, Nike did it, but Nike, that's a niche. Everybody doesn't wear Nike. Nike already knew that the people who wore Nike were majority younger people, minorities, and people who would not be affected by them supporting Colin Kaepernick or coming back for Colin Kaepernick for financial gain. Let me make that clear. I do not think that Nike signed Colin Kaepernick just because they liked the fella. If that was the case, they wouldn't have never distanced themselves from him in the first place. Okay? So now that that's clear, I hope everybody got a chance to just stay with me. I know we went through the weeds and we came on back. But those are my reasons, you guys. And like I said, are the owners racist? Yeah, they very well may be. Is their racism the reason Colin Kaepernick isn't playing in the NFL? I would say no. It's a pocketbook issue. It's a pocketbook issue. The owners don't want to lose that paper. Hey, you guys, my name is Tyrone Irvin. This is Soapbox Heroes. I'm so glad that you guys got to spend a little bit of time right here with me. If you can, make sure that you share this, you guys. Share it. Share it. This is an objective perspective. An objective perspective. I didn't make this about Colin Kaepernick or what I think about his current stance, which I'm not sure of. But this is about the validity of Colin Kaepernick playing in the NFL and the reason why I think that he hasn't gotten another chance. So one more again, you guys, this is Soapbox Heroes. Hey, go ahead, do what you got to do. Go on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's just like this little bell above me right here. Where is it at? That bell right there. Let me go up. So you could be notified when I'm here doing it big, hitting these notes for you guys. Also, hey, you guys, look, real quick. I know this is off topic just a little bit, but I'm doing a show with Carl Thomas, the R&B legend, called Truth Serum, Flirting After Work with Carl Thomas. So if you guys see that out and about, I need you to support it. Right now it's being played on an app called IDJ for the People, the number 4. All right? IDJ for the People. One more again. That's the Truth Serum, Flirting After Work with Carl Thomas, myself, A Boogie, and T Franks. Hey, y'all, show your boys some love. Don't forget, get over to the YouTube channel, the Soapbox Heroes channel, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you could be notified when we do what we do. We put work into this, you guys. Also, we have Soapbox Heroes Sports with Johnny Carina. We also have Meme Knowledge with Robert Kelly. Not that Robert Kelly, but the other Robert Kelly, the intellectual street Robert Kelly, and Prince Hayes. And we also got the Best Case Scenario podcast that my boy Robert puts on. We got some things coming together, and we do this here, the Soapbox Heroes commentary with yours truly, Tyrone Irvin. And we also got the Soapbox Heroes debates. And we also come on 101.5 KHSX Power FM. I said that wrong. Power 101.5 FM, Houston, Texas. I'm getting all confused. Moving too fast for my feeble mind. Slow, feeble mind. So yeah, you guys, check us out on those platforms. Come through, see what we do, show some love. Hey, we independent around here, which means we don't owe nobody nothing. Which means we could tell you what we honestly feel. My name is Tyrone Irvin. I hope you guys feeling me the way I'm feeling you. I'm out.